to get rich.
Hello, I'm putting this as a little disclaimer in this video because a lot has gone on since the last time I uploaded, or I should say. I submitted my thesis, I graduated, I had an amazing summer, and I moved back down to London, and last week I started work as a structural engineer. So a lot has happened, which is crazy to say, but yeah, I've entered a new chapter in my life, and I did want to do the YouTube videos and do the channel while I was at uni and do more thesis content, but I just really couldn't manage it and just didn't have the time, and a lot of other things were going on, so I never ended up posting as much as I wanted to, which is annoying, and I'm not completely happy with that, but we move. But yeah, and I think as I enter this new chapter in my life, I start working and living in London and all of these things, I really want to document that. And so I thought, why not bring you guys along, and why not carry the rest of the story from here? So welcome to a day in my life as a structural engineer working in London. Good morning. It's Wednesday and I'm just getting ready for work, doing my makeup. I've already done a little bit already, so I've just already kind of started. But I thought this might be a good opportunity for me to talk a little bit more about what I'm doing and yeah, what I am all about. So I've just started a graduate position as a structural engineer. And yeah, it's been 2 weeks, so this is literally my second week, so just started, and it's going well. It's obviously very different compared to uni, and it's been an adjustment, and I think that's one of the things that I'm struggling really with the most, is adjusting to this 9-to-5 life. And I know that's really got nothing to do with engineering and all of that, but I think just in these first 2 weeks I haven't done too much engineering for me to struggle with the job per se. It's more just doing a grad job that's quite struggling, and it's like getting up early and having to stick to that routine has been quite an adjustment, because you don't really have the free time that you did when you were at uni. You know, you don't get to just wake up whenever you want, especially at my company, which is a lot more focused on in-person work, so you do have to get in every day. So that's been an adjustment I've been working on, but yeah, that's been really good. And I think another thing that's kind of been a bit of a struggle is trying to think of engineering in a practical way, which sounds ridiculous because it is such a practical subject, but we're just taught engineering so theoretically that it does take a little bit of like an adjustment period to think of it more than just the equations and in a really like an applicable way, because that's what you're doing now, is really just applying all of that theory you've learned into physical real life scenarios. And so it's kind of like a little adjustment to start thinking of it that way, which has been interesting. It does take a second, like you would think that the switch happens instantly, but it does take a second, and especially if you haven't done many structural engineering internships, which I hadn't. I'd done a few, but they weren't really structural focused. So that's something that I'm kind of adjusting to, is thinking of it in a more practical and like a real life way. That's really harsh. What else? Something that I've been really liking is the community aspect, and I think this is another thing of why it's so important to where you apply for your grad positions, because our company does a lot of like community things, and we have a lot of talks and after work events and stuff, and we even have a run club, which is quite fun, and I'm excited to start joining that more. But yeah, like ways to like meet the other co-workers and bond and stuff like that, because you really need some kind of friends there, as in, you know, you're spending a majority of your life there, so you need to socialize there and stuff. So that's quite nice, is, you know, just social places that you have at work. And yeah, so I really like that, and it's really made getting to know everyone and fitting in a lot easier, and that's been really nice. So that's been a really good thing about work and something I've really enjoyed. But yeah, it's been interesting. This is my outfit. Sorry that the mirror is so dirty, but I've just put on these green earrings to match with my earrings, and yeah. Just gonna show you how I make my yogurt bowls, because these are what I swear by. And what you really need is yogurt, black seeds, chia seeds, muesli, mixed nuts, dark chocolate, honey. And voila, breakfast is served. Look how good it is. Food, so good. Okay, I'm so embarrassed, so I'm gonna go because this is so embarrassing, but I tried for you guys. Also, why do I look so sweaty? But yeah, I tried for you guys. I hope you're happy. I hope you like the outfit. Really trying to go autumnal with this, with the leather and the brown. But yeah, on my way to work. The event was a book signing at Words and Water, which is this little bookstore on a boat, and it is the cutest thing ever. And I thought the book, which is titled Floating Home, had a lovely little message. It was from Adam Lind, and the book was about how chasing something isn't always the answer to getting that something, and also things like human connectivity and community and the importance of the mind in dealing with a lot of our problems, which I thought was a very accurate and quite nice message. And yeah, and the bookstore, oh my god, I was in love with that bookstore.
Respect me because I am older and I'm guiding you the right way. But the big people, they don't smile, they have a sadness in their eyes. The illusion of money and power so strong they can't even hear their own lies. And it grows you so much as a person, but living out of a backpack for 5 years also like takes its toll in other ways.
Very cool piece of engineering. Yeah, I just noticing that, and I guess it's like to reflect the water. Oh, hi guys, I just want to come in here and wish you all a good night and close off this video. My days aren't nearly as bougie as this one. Hold on, my hair's doing crazy. Yeah, my days aren't as nearly as bougie as this one. I just went to this like book signing event, which sounded cool because it was on a boat, like one of those canal boats, which, you know, you saw. And it was a really cool event, and the author talked about some really interesting stuff, and you know, it was his story and his like struggles and kind of like him chasing freedom and always chasing after it, and he only really found it when he stood still. which is, I think, one of the nice poeticnesses of life. But yeah, I also kind of wanted to talk about engineering and work, and you know, it's nearly the end of my second week, and I feel like today when I was walking over to that book signing event, I just felt so crap. Like, it just was like, I just don't know what I'm doing. And it's not because I feel stupid or anything, it's just because I feel like nothing's clicking. Like, it's not clicking anymore. And I know a lot of people have told me like this is how they feel when they start their grad jobs, and especially in engineering. And even like the people that are like 2 years above me at work, they were like, you know, it took them like, even at like 6 months in, they were like, I still don't feel like I'm a useful member, or like I know what I'm doing. And so that's nearly half a year in, and I'm only 2 weeks in. So I know that like what I'm feeling is normal, and like everyone's told me that, and like so many people have just said that. And yet, like, even knowing all of that, I still feel so crap at the end of some days. Some days I feel okay, but like most of the days I just go home and I'm like, I just don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's not a nice feeling, and it just, I feel so unsettled, and I feel like my feet just aren't on the ground, and it is terrifying, and it's scary, and it's just, it's a lot. And you know, you would think that once you have a master's in something, you can do it. Like, you would assume that getting a master's in something means that you're good at it and you can like do it, but guess not. And yeah, so it's that's just been something really hard, that it's hard to juggle when you just don't feel like it clicks. And it's just, I think I do take comfort in knowing that a lot of people go through that, and it's almost like the norm, it seems. And so I know I'm not alone, and I know it's not like, I know there's like things like imposter syndrome, and just, you know, just getting used to it, like getting used to it again. And also just doing the 9 to 5, it's tiring, and it's a lot, and you have to get used to it. And I just feel so off balance because it's all so new. So I know that, but it's still a sucky feeling. But I think what we can do is just one foot in front of the other, one day after the other, and I think it will slowly click. And it seems it does, because yeah, and it seems it does, because a lot of people, you know, have said that like it's gotten better, and it's taken time. Like, that's what it's taken, a lot of time. But yeah, I think you eventually get there. So yeah, today was just a bit of a crap day, I think, in terms of that. So anyway, on to tomorrow. So good night, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, check it out, check some more out later. All right, bye.